All right, guys, we're back. What I want to cover in this video is what makes this different to what you've tried before. What makes this different to, whatever the approach is that you've done before. And it comes down to our key five, the key five things that we make sure that everybody is considering. We will have different emphasis on different areas at certain points, but you have to consider all of these throughout your training journey. And to be honest, this is a thing that most people don't do. They might look at one or two of these, but as soon as we start talking about what the key five are and how we use this and how they affect each other, it becomes quite clear as to what you may have struggled with in the past when it comes to your fitness journey, your fat loss journey, why your training may have been going really well and then you would have hit a speed bump and it's just knocked everything off, why your weighing results may have been going perfect and then again something comes up and we fall off the plan and we don't get the success that we could have achieved at that time. So what this is about is to make sure that you guys understand exactly how we look at things, exactly our approach, and understand exactly what you need to consider to make sure that you get to the next level and get to where you want to be. So basically, what's wrong with the standard approach? Well, generally, as mentioned, we focus on that one factor. We look at a perfect training plan, a perfect nutrition plan. Sometimes we might consider both. So we look at the training and the nutrition and make sure that they work together and they complement each other. But the chances are you've tried this before. You've done this in the past. This is the approach that you've taken. You know, most of you guys aren't going to have never tried to lose weight before, aren't going to have never tried to get in shape before. Most of the time you've done this, you've looked at doing loads of different types of training programs. You know, that could be more spinning classes, more weightlifting, more gym work, more running, more body pump type classes, whatever it is. Maybe something that you've tried and it may have worked for a short time, but if it's not got you to where you want to be long term, then there's something else that we need to be looking at. So what are they? Okay, well, you know, here are the common things that we hear that get in the way of the training program. I slipped back into my bad habits. I picked up an injury or a niggle, so I couldn't keep up with the plan. Didn't have time to stick to it. And I just stopped getting results, so I lost the motivation. Now, all of these, every single one of these is something that is avoidable, but we need to know the system. We need to know how to make sure this is avoidable. I don't just mean avoiding the injury, and I don't mean just telling yourself to be motivated, because that won't do it. That won't be enough. Yes, an intelligently designed plan can help you to minimize the risk of injury. But if you get that injury because you slip getting out of the car or anything like that, then to be honest, it's nothing to do with the training plan, but we still have to keep exercising. We still want to be moving forward on your fitness journey. Not having time to stick to it, well, that comes down to what we're prioritizing. And sometimes you will have less time to train, less time to exercise, less time to meal prep. Sometimes you'll have more time to do all these things. But managing everything, knowing what to expect, you know, the fact that some weeks you'll train a little bit less, some weeks you'll train a little bit more, isn't an issue. That's life. That's what we have to deal with. And again, going through the key five, we're going to talk you through how we do that. Here's the truth, though. You didn't fail because of any of those things. You failed because of something else, something that you've not seen in the past, an area that you've not considered. Well, actually, I thought that I'd failed because I'd not got my nutrition right. But in reality, it's because I didn't plan for it, or I didn't do X, Y, Z. Whatever those actions may be that come around the, leading to the failure, they're the really important things to make sure that we get. And we make sure that we put our key five in place, that we understand the key five. And by doing that, we're going to stay on track all the way through for as long as you need to be and want to be achieving those fitness goals. So this is the key five. We look at training, we look at nutrition. They're the things that most people look at. They're the things that most people consider in their exercise and fitness plan. But we also look at fulfillment, relaxation, and recovery. And this is so important because when it comes to fulfillment, making sure that you are happy with the training program, making sure that you're happy with how much time that's taking up, making sure that you've got time to prioritize other things, whether that's work, whether that's family life, whether that's hobbies and interests that you've got. And that training doesn't completely have to take over your life. Nutrition planning doesn't completely have to take over your life. Is really important on long-term sustainable plans. Relaxation. So many diets, so many training programs fail, and we've seen this time and time again when new consultations come in telling us about why they've not managed it in the past. A lot of the time it's that they don't give give yourself enough time to switch off, enough time to relax. It's possibly something that you're watching this video thinking, yeah, you know what, that's me. I am all go all the time. I don't feel like I've got time to stick to a nutrition plan. I don't feel like I've got time to put time aside to train. Well, getting on top of this relaxation side, getting on top of stress management, practices that will show you how to deal with is going to make a massive, massive impact on how hungry you feel, how well you sleep, how well recovered you are, what choices you make when it comes to food, what choices you make when it comes to training, and how much you enjoy the program. And we're starting to see now that it's all interlinked and it all works together. When it comes to recovery, this one's dead simple. But if we are not putting the relaxation in, we are getting stressed and we're not on top of the fulfillment side of things. We're not necessarily happy with the way that the program's structured. We're not eating well. We're not training in a way that suits what our goals are. Then we're not going to be recovering. And if we're not recovering, then we can't move forward anyway. You know, the basic training theories talk about how we develop fitness, how we drop body fat. We need to make sure that we have at least enough time to recover, because either that's going to lead to issues that mean that you have to feel like you're eating almost next to nothing to be actually dropping weight, and you feel lethargic all the time, which is something that we absolutely want to avoid. Or, you know, underdoing your recovery can lead to injuries. It can lead to just much slower success. So here's a way to look at the key 5. The focus is the goal setting. It is, what is your key goal? And again, we'll talk about this, but what is a key thing that you're trying to achieve? It might be that you want to lose 3 stone in the next 3 months. It might be that you want to lose a stone this month. It might be that you just wanting to get healthier and you know that you need to make a start. You know that you need to put exercise into your lifestyle. You know that you need to be more mindful of your nutrition. Whatever that is, we break it down. We look at goals in quite a lot of detail in the next video and make sure that we help you break this down. But then we look at training. How's your training going to work for that? Then we move on to nutrition. How's your nutrition going to work? What about fulfillment? Is that realistically, that training and nutrition schedule, is that going to fit with what commitments you've got at work, with what commitments you've got at home? Is that going to be a good way for you to approach this program? Because again, there's a hell of a lot of ways that we can do this. When it comes to relaxation, there are going to be days that are stressful when we're on this. There's going to be days that's difficult. There's going to be days where your go-to might have in the past been go and get a glass of wine, go and get a takeaway. We're obviously not going to be trying to use that on this plan. We want other practices in to help you relax and help you switch off and recognize what they are. And also the recovery side of things, just making sure that you can recover from the training sessions, you can recover from the intensity of the program in general. It's so key. All of this is interlinked. And what I want you guys to do from now is start to consider every aspect of this. Yes, one area might be your priority. You know, your training might be your priority, but to be honest, for a lot of you, you might find that it's actually stress management that's priority. For a lot of you, you might find that it's actually sleep and recovery that's priority, making sure that you're on top of your nutrition. So whichever area it is that needs most focus, I want you to make sure that you're looking at that. Obviously, we have a training program, nutrition program that's attached to this program. So that helps you get onto the right lines. But what I really want you guys to do is start to recognize our key 5, recognize that all of this needs to be considered throughout this program and throughout this journey. Guys, I really hope that this video has opened your eyes to some of the other areas that we need to consider. And now we're ready to get started.